welcome to Yonder and Sassy Stitchery. Pretty excited to be talking to you today. We are looking forward to going to the Nashville needlework market. We are working through our online learning program, Learning Stitches 2020. We've got a bunch of sales going on. We are shipping orders out left and right. It's just a great time to be in the needlework community, I think, for everybody. So it's fantastic. I wanted to talk a little bit about the Learning Stitches online class. So a lot of you have already gotten your supplies. Some of you are still waiting on it. We have just had a tremendous response. So thank you for that, beyond what I certainly even thought about. So I hope that that's an indication that you guys are enjoying it and you're telling your friends and people are finding it useful. I really want it to be truly a learning experience, and you guys can pick up some skill sets that you'll use later and just have fun stitching with us. The one thing that I don't like about it is the way that our classroom is set up and working, but we'll work through that. We'll continue figuring that out and changing it and adjusting it. So just bear with us. And I do know that a lot of people don't have the book yet, and you've ordered the book from us. We are hoping to get more books today or tomorrow. Jeanette's shipping them out just as fast as we order them. And it takes a few days to get here from Canada. So as soon as those come in, we turn them right back around on the same day and ship them back out to you. So, in the meantime, go ahead and watch the video, get your supplies all sorted. Now, I do want to say, because some people have asked me about buying the banding. We set up an online product for this. And so you do need to go through and check out with Learning Stitches 2020 online. It's a free product. It has a zero cost to it. But you do need to put that in your cart and check out with it. And that gives you access to the parts of the website that are restricted to the participants for this class. And in that part of the website are some blog posts, a lot of banding, and some patterns. The title pattern that we created for this and the signature pattern. So we created kind of an opening and a closing thing for the class, and I may go out and put those as public, but they're available for you if you're in the class. You just click on the product and download it. And once you sign up through that online product, I have a record of you, and I'm able to send you emails. And so that's the other thing I've been doing, is getting out emails to everybody to kind of walk you through with pictures how to navigate everything. So thanks for being patient and working through it with us. But if you're not seeing any banding out there, it might be because you haven't registered with us for the class, which you would do through purchasing that online product, which means you can't do them at the same time. So the first thing you have to do is go out and purchase the free online product, and then you can see all the other things. Now, you can buy the book without being in the class, because we had that book for almost a year now. It came out at market last year. So you can certainly buy the book, but you certainly won't see at this point all of the banding or the other charts of the blog posts and all that stuff. So once you sign up, you'll get an email from me that has all the information. It may take me a day or two. It's not like it doesn't come out automatically. But I'll get it to you, and you'll then have an easier time navigating through this. So yeah, thanks for jumping in on that. I hope you like it. I just recorded the second lesson, and it'll be up hopefully on Tuesday. If you've ever done one of these videos, they just take forever to get them to upload and do all this stuff with them. So the recording's only part of it, and then there's this whole other part of it. So anyway, hopefully it'll be out there for you on Tuesday. So I wanted to mention that. So thank you for jumping in with us on that. I do want to show you, this is the title band. It has everything on it except I forgot a little red thread through here. So I stitched this last night. He's super cute. This is one of the bandings you can use. There's a lot of different banding that you can use. But this little squirrel with this red spool of thread has some meaning to us. I think I might have mentioned it somewhere else, but he was part of our First Friends class, where we had a squirrel that represented Sassy Jacks, and then a cat that represented each of our friends who were also one of our students in that class. And so I'll probably put that little design out there for you as a free download too, because it's kind of cute. And they both are, the Aussie Friends is the one that's made to fit in a 4-inch tin, but this squirrel recurs through a lot of our stuff with this red spool. So The Aussie Friends and the First Friends will both fit in like a 4-inch tin, or, you know, one of those other little pin boxes or something like that from Lent. So this is the title band. This is what it looks like, except for the red thread coming off the needle. The charts for it, I wrote on the back of one of these, but so, you know, this is the first chart. This is the closing chart. You can download those for free. There's no charge for that. And, you know, just enjoy it. The book is the Learning Stitches 2020 from Jeanette Douglas Designs. I think we'll have a lot more in today. We'll turn around and send those out. And, you know, you can watch the video anytime. It's not a timed thing. We'll leave them out there in perpetuity for however long that means. But they'll be available to you, so don't feel like you have to rush and you have to start right now. There are 15 different stitches, so there'll be 15 different lessons, not including the intro. So, you know, it'll take us till the summertime, I think, to finish it. We'll just do one a week or so. I missed last week traveling and getting caught back up from the Germany trip, and I don't know that we'll get one up the week we go to market. We'll see. Lots of work happens when we come back from market. So the schedule kind of is, I record it on a Monday, try to post it on a Tuesday, and hopefully we'll hit just about every week with that. So that's Learning Stitches. Aussie Friends, wow, you know, thank you so much for that. There have been, I don't want to say hundreds of those that have been completed and posted or emailed. They're on Instagram, they're everywhere. So, and they're all beautiful, just fantastic. And you did exactly what I was hoping you would do. You used things in your stash already. It's a little bitty thing. You used some threads that you had, and they're all unique, and they're just gorgeous. So thank you so much for that. That means so much. We do have some charities chosen that we worked with. Karen, fidgety today. Karen, the owner of Linens and Threads, gave us some names of some charities, and so you still have through February 29th. So if you have not stitched that thing yet, please do. Stitch it, and, you know, post a picture for us or send us a picture. Let us know that you've done it, and we will include yours as our count toward our donation to a couple different charities over there. One for humans, one for animals. So just thank you for the response on that. It's just been very touching, and it's been really neat to see the Aussies that are there and their response to seeing, you know, what you've stitched and posted. So I know that they're very grateful that you're thinking about them, and that you're, you know, doing a little thing to try to help them, and your prayers and your thoughts mean so much to them. So thank you so much for that. That's just been fantastic. I mentioned Nashville. Wow. So about a week and a half. We leave on Thursday before the market, and so we've got a week from this coming Thursday is when we'll leave to go. And we get there on Thursday. We do a little trade-off with some different people there with models and stuff, and do some setup. Friday is a little bit of classes, and then Friday evening is shopping. Saturday is hardcore shopping, and Sunday is running around and finishing up all the things that you missed on Saturday. So it's hectic. You know, it's incredible. It's like walking into, you know, Willy Wonka's chocolate factory. But it is a lot of work. It's, you know, I don't even know how to describe it. It's really hard to describe. I know there'll be a lot of videos. We'll try to post a few videos to you. We do have a Nashville page on our website that has all of the new releases that we know about that are coming out at Nashville. So you can just go to our website, which is Sassy Jack Stitchery at sassyjackstitchery.com. I'm used to saying the email address. So sassyjackstitchery.com. And then if you look at the, I think it says NVL 2020 or Nashville or something like that, you'll see all the new releases that we know about. Some are still coming out. Some won't be, we won't know about it until like market or right before market, so that'll be cool. But we will try to take some time out to do some videos and stuff like that for you. I know you like that. But please do, you know, send us any pre-orders. You can do it online. You can call us. You can send us an email. Probably best if you call us or do it online and talk to a human, not just a voicemail. Voicemail here is really hard to access. So, you know, we're trying to work through some issues with our phone system, but, you know, try to talk to a human for pre-order or do it online. And we will turn around and ship those as soon as we get home. We come home on a Monday, and we'll work while we're there, and then also as soon as we get back Monday to try to get that stuff shipped out. We will do a market event following the market, and I'll tell you more about that later. But a lot of fun stuff. So, and as I mentioned, it does happen, you know, gosh, a week before our birthday. So we'll probably do a birthday market event thing combo. It'll be a lot of fun. We'll be 30 years old, so it's pretty exciting. And St. Patrick's Day is one of my favorite times of the year. Just a lot of fun. So we brought a lot of banding back from Germany. That was a great trip. And we did some videos. We took a lot of pictures. I'll try to post a video for that for you. And, you know, the problem with all the banding is that it's just nearly impossible for us to get it on our website. And usually by the time we get it out there, it sells out. So we will try to make some time to get the banding put on our website for you. Because I know a lot of you can't get in here and you would love to order some banding. So I'm going to make that my mission to try to get that done. So, you know, keep an eye out for that. It's under banding. If you go to the website, it's under banding, unless we've reserved it for the learning stitches, and then it's going to be over there, and you'd have to sign up for the class. The cuts for learning stitches are 1 yard cuts, which actually is what we would normally sell the banding in. For the eye stitch, if you buy banding for the eye stitch, and it says that it's banding for the eye stitch on the product, it's a 1.5 yard cut. If it's, you know, a thin banding, like a 4-inch banding where you're stitching over 1 thread. If you're stitching over 2 threads and you're using a wider banding, it'll be, you'll really need almost 3 yards. I know some people said they're doing it on 2, but I'm telling you that's not going to be enough if you're going to wrap it on a spool. It takes 40 inches just to stitch the thing, and that's got a little bit of allowance according to Carol Ridyard, who created the designs. But, you know, if you're going to wrap it on a spool or you're going to do some kind of finishing with the ends, you need a little bit extra. And sometimes she gives some bonus stitches out there for it. So be safe and if you're stitching over 2, do 3 yards. If you're stitching over 1 thread, it's 1.5 yards. And, you know, they're so noted on the products. So beautiful, beautiful banding. I'm going back in April, and I'll be bringing back some more banding then. So I'm going on a needlework tour with Susan Greening Davis in April, so that'll be fun. But that's when I'll pick up some fun stuff. I was really getting very basic supplies this last time because we just needed so much stuff. We were really low. So, we've got some workshops posted finally. So, Susan Greening Davis workshop's been out there for a while. There's still spaces in that if you sign up for that one. And so, where you find the workshops, you go to our website, sassyjackstitchery.com, and go to the workshop tab. And you've got 2 choices. You've got online workshops, and then you've got, you know, in-house workshops, designer workshops or something like that. So you want to choose the designer workshops part of that tab. And in there you'll see listed the things that we've posted. Now there's some that we know are going to happen this year that we haven't gotten posted yet. And it just takes me a little time to get the form put together and all the marketing and get pictures and stuff like that. So right now, you've got Susan Greening Davis out there for sign up. When you do that one, you need to tell us the colorway. And she will teach Ada as well as linen. So if you stitch on Ada and you prefer that, that's totally okay with us. You just let us know that you want to do it on Ada. You have to tell us in advance. So on that worksheet, on your registration sheet, make sure that you tell us that you want to do it on Ada. And also on that one, be sure you tell us the colorway. And there are pictures of it out there. And the real project is so much prettier than the pictures, as is always the case. Yesterday I posted the registration for Jackie Duplessis, and I'll be sending out a newsletter for that. So Jackie is coming in to do 2 workshops in August. One of them is called, the first one is called Turnbridge with a Twist. And it's this beautiful Caribbean green, blue, mostly green colorway that I just adore. It is just so me. So I'm really excited about that. That class has been offered some other places, so I know some people have taken that one. But if you haven't, this is a great chance to take it. It is limited, very, very limited to only 30 people because of the box. And it's got this incredibly beautiful, well-made box with it. So if you've ever done anything with any of Jackie's stuff, you know that the handwork on you know, the wooden things and the scrimshaw is just incredible. So 30 students can sign up for that. And just because you sent me a note or you sent me a registration document doesn't mean that you're confirmed. And that's true for all the workshops. You need to send me your registration document, and it states this clearly in the sign up, and then I will confirm you, and at that point then you can give me payment information, just because we can't oversell some of these things, and we just have to be really careful not to oversell them. So feel free to send that stuff in to me, and I'll get back to you. If you've got a friend that you want to attend with on any workshop, you need to put their name on your form, and they need to put your name on their form, just so that we know that you're kind of a pair, and that you want to come together. We are finishing up the payments for the Hands Across the Sea workshops that are happening in May and June. And so I think everybody who has not finished paying on their balance got a confirm from me over the weekend. Now's the time to get that settled. And if you can't make it, that's okay. Just let us know so that we can release those seats. And I'm not giving anybody's seat away until you tell me for sure and certain that you can't come. So if you're watching the video, don't panic. I'm holding your seat. But if you're not going to come, it would be great if you let us know so that we can let somebody else have that seat. The one-day session is sold out, which is Mabletooth. That's a sampler that belongs to us. If you didn't get in that class, I've got some plans for that for later, so don't get too upset. That's one of ours, so we'll, clearly we'll publish that chart at some point in the future, not before 6 months or so, but eventually we'll publish that chart, and I've got some ideas for some fun stuff with that one, so don't stress over that too much. And definitely don't delay on signing up for the other two either, for Susan or for Jackie, because those are going to sell out, no doubt in my mind. I told you about the first workshop for Jackie. The second workshop is based on this really incredibly beautiful Spanish band sampler, and it's in a private collection, but the person has allowed Jackie to chart it and to use it for teaching purposes, and it is really, truly stunning. I am not kidding you. It has to be one of the most beautiful samplers I have ever seen, and I've seen a lot of samplers, both privately owned and in museums, and this one is it's in the top, it's easy in the top 10, and it may be in the top 5. It is just beautiful. So the project that she's putting together for that one is called Carmen Carriol Etui, and I don't have pictures of it yet, and she's traveling and teaching right now, but when she has a chance, she'll send us pictures. So there's a 2-day workshop for Turnbridge with a twist, and then there's a separate 2-day workshop for Carmen. And if you want to do the Carmen Carriol Etui, the registration document for that is out there as well, and we'll be able to afford more than 30 students in that. I want to say we said 50 or something like that, but nonetheless, I think it's going to sell out, and I think it's definitely going to sell out when people see the pictures. So if you're interested in doing that one, that one's never been taught before. If you're interested in doing that, then make sure that you get your registration document sent to us for that. We'll confirm you, and then we can get your payment stuff in for that. And then we've got, 2 more fabulous designers coming up this year, at a minimum, maybe more. And we have our soiree, which we did sell out. I'm sort of thinking about seeing if I can add a second week on for that soiree this year. I don't know if I can swing it, given the schedule of everything else. I'm going to look at that schedule and poke at it a little bit, because I know a lot of you wanted to come that didn't get in, and we put 50 people in there, which I think is a lot for that. Still plenty of room. We had 70 people up there for the Bristol workshop that we did, so still plenty of room up there for people to feel comfortable and stitch and have a good time. But I don't want to go over that. But I would be willing to do a second weekend. So maybe drop me a line or comment on the video or something if you think you might be interested in a second weekend if you didn't get into the other one. And we'll kind of gauge interest on that and see what we do. Next year we might just plan it for that. I really appreciate you guys coming to that. It's so much fun. And it is our premier event. It is our event, Sassy Jack's event. We don't have a teacher in that. We don't have a designer there. We just kind of show you a really good time is what we try to do. And we try to announce classes for the next year. We give some things away. We do it at the Smalls Exchange. It was, excuse me. Oh, goodness. It was a lot of fun this past year. And so I don't expect it to be anything but better this year. So, if you think that you could come to a second weekend that precedes it or follows it or something like that, I'd have to look at the calendar. Let me know somehow. If there's enough interest, we might try to do that. I would love for everybody to be able to come. That takes us to Sal's. I told somebody yesterday, who will remain unnamed, that if I weren't so old and I was going to have a child, I would probably name her Sally at this point. Just because, or Salvador if it was a guy, and call him Sal. Just because I'm all about the Sals these days. It's been a lot of fun. So, the Modern Folk Embroidery 2020 Sal. Still plenty of time to get in on that. We, and this is the one that's the family Quaker kind of design, and it's beautiful. I'm going to be stitching that. I haven't started it yet, I'll admit. Even though I'm all about the starts, haven't done that one yet, but I am going to. It's really beautiful. And so we send out, if you sign up for the charts with us, then we send your chart out every month. And if you buy the chart from Jacob, which is perfectly okay, you can still kit with us, and we will send you the kit. We did 2 kits for it. We did one on 37 count corn tassel, and you pick your color of NPI silk, and we give you all the silk you need for it. And we did one on 30 count. We were doing Riverstone. We ran out of Riverstone, and we jumped over to pecan shortbread. We've got Riverstone back in, so we'll probably offer it both ways. They're both beautiful. Pecan shortbread's a little bit darker fabric, but they're both just gorgeous. And then on that one, because it's a 30 count, you tell us your color of Sulky Petite number 12, and we put that with it. Enough for you to do the whole thing. So that's been a whole lot of fun. Beautiful, beautiful sampler. Good job, Jacob. We love it. So still time to get in on that. It's just February. Just, you've got plenty of time to catch up. Okay. Tomorrow, maybe today, maybe yesterday when you're watching this, or last week or whatever. Anyway, technically the real calendar date for tomorrow is Fat Tuesday. Today's Monday. And so on Fat Tuesday, which is the day before Lent starts, I think Lent starts on Wednesday, Ash Wednesday, we are starting a sale with Gary and Vonna of Fiber Talk. And so they originally chose Anya's Day for a Lent sale. Lenten being the 40 days between, or the 40 days preceding Easter is Lent. And Anya's Day is the design that they chose, and this is from Modern Folk Embroidery. And so Jacob tends to do a lot of things that are monochrome, and you can pick your color. Now, I've had people ask me for a purple linen, because purple is considered the royalty color in liturgical arenas, church things. A lot of people have done it on gray. People are doing it on dark, deep blue. People are doing it on this Swiss chocolate that we have. So it's really beautiful, and I think I am going to jump in and join you guys. In fact, I know I am, because I've got everything ready, and I'm going to do a little video of the first stitch so that you can see me start it. And then I don't think I'll get it finished in the 40 days, though. I have a few other things I need to do. But I'm going to start it, and I will finish it. The Lamb of God that's on here, and Jacob talks a little bit about it in the chart, but the Lamb of God that's featured on here, that's a pretty common motif that you'll see in different samplers of a certain period. And it actually is featured very prominently in our Saxon sampler that we're doing in our newsletter. And so if you haven't checked that out yet, you can go to our homepage on our webpage. It's called New and News, but it should bring you up right on the homepage. You scroll down past the Aussie Friends and scroll down a little bit, and you'll see the older newsletters. You look at the newsletter that starts with New Year's Eve of 2018. So New Year's Eve for 2019, December 31st for 2019, it's New Year's Eve, whatever, 2019. you'll have the first band in there. And then for every newsletter that's been released since then, we've put another band. It has 12 bands all together, or we'll group it into 12 bands. And I think we're on like 8 right now or something like that. And we've been taking our time going through it just because I haven't had a chance to issue a newsletter every month. So, don't get upset if you don't get one a month. It is something that we have it all charted. But I do want to save it for the newsletters. And so there'll probably be another one coming out when this video comes out because of the workshops that I want to announce. So you can go out there and take a look at the band sampler, the Saxon band sampler, which is totally free. You do have to download the product just like you do for the Learning Stitches online thing. You just put this free product into your cart and check out with it. And on that one, though, it automatically gives you a download. You do have to have the specific password from that newsletter. You cannot use the same password for all the parts. And I think a lot of people get confused on that. So when you open up the newsletter and you scroll toward, it's at the bottom, there's a password in there with each band. And so you must make sure that you use the password specific to the band. And you won't have any trouble. And you can see the Lamb of God in there. I think it was on the first band. And it's really beautiful, very beautiful. So just wanted to let you know, I am going to be stitching it on this Swiss chocolate fabric, which I love, with this white sulky thread. So I'm pretty happy about that. It's a big piece. It's an easy stitch though, because it's all cross stitch. And it's really very beautiful. Like if you look at all the motifs on the side, they all have meaning, especially in the church. And I think it'll be a really beautiful, very meditative stitch. I think it's something that I won't rush through. I will definitely get it started. I'll work on it during Lent. I'll probably take it to Nashville with me and brag on my 3 stitches that I'll probably have done by then to carry in Anna. But I'm excited about it. It's really beautiful. I wasn't quite sure that I wanted to stitch it, but I think I will stitch it and I might donate it to my church, which I would be very thrilled to do. My mother actually was a seamstress, a professional seamstress, but then she retired when I was a little bitty kid, maybe like 2 or 3, and she was a stay-at-home mom. And she did a lot of hand embroidery. Big surprise there. A lot of hand embroidery, and she made these beautiful nativity scenes on velvet. And so they're velvet. One of them's purple, and one of them's kind of, it's kind of this color. And she hand embroidered all the different animals and people on it and stars, and they're just so beautiful. And I keep saying that at Christmas I'm going to bring one in here and put it up, and I haven't done it yet. They're just big treasures to me, but one of them she donated to our church, and I just thought that was a really very giving thing to do. So if you want to stitch on your stay and it's not your thing, or it's too big, you don't want to keep it in your house, you can always do something like that with it, which I think is what I'm going to do with mine. I think I will get a lot of joy and peace out of the stitch of it, and I think I'll get even that much more out of the giving of it. So and I'm, maybe I might end up having to keep it, but I don't think so. I think this is one that I will stitch with the intent of gifting and giving it away, and that'll make me feel good to do that. So on your stay, I'm going to insert a little video at the end of this where you can see me take my first stitch. So we've got a sale that's going to start July 5th, because I think that's the national holiday of the birthday of the Twisted Stitcher. So I think that we have decided that we're going to start, or they decided they were going to start a stitch along using a needlepoint piece, which we're pretty excited about. I'll get all the details posted for that. I haven't posted all that out there yet, but I do have a few of you on my list that want to kit it. We're going to kit it. There'll be, I think, a little discount for the kit, I said. And we'll have everything to you well in advance of when that starts for July the 4th. But keep your eyes peeled for info on that kitting of that, and go ahead and get that taken care of. Needlepoint is really pretty cool, and if you're doing this Learning Stitches thing with us, you will enjoy the other application of those stitches, which is in needlepoint. A lot of fun for that. I'm going to stitch that for sure. I love needlepoint. I don't get to do it very often. I've got a lot of whips in needlepoint, but I love it. And the reason I don't do it as much is because I don't like to carry my stuff around. It's not, for me, I don't consider it mobile. I'm very particular about my needlepoint, my threads, my, canvas, where it's at, everything about it. For some reason, I'm just it's like a dragon with its, eggs. I'm just very, I don't want anything to happen to it. So, I don't bring it into the shop a lot, and people don't even realize that I do it, and it's actually a great love of mine. So I'm definitely doing that, and I'll get the kits posted out there for you so that you can do it. The May 1st sale with Fiber Talk. So Fiber Talk did a show with Barbara Hudson, where they had Barbara Hudson join them. I think it was on their Friday Night Live show a week or so ago, and I love Barbara. She's a treasure to the needlework world. She really is. She was here last year, and we just had a great time. I think we've got a Flosstube out there with her. One of her market releases this year, we own the antique of. We bought it from her, and it's really cool. It's a really cool, funky little Adam and Eve, and it's very Ashevillean, if you can imagine that, for Adam and Eve. They've got on these cool little platform shoes and dippity-doo hair, as Barbara would say. But so anyway, one of those is you'll have to come here and see the antique, one of those releases. But on May the 1st, we are starting a sale using one of Queenstown's new samplers, Hannah Longstreet. And I think Barbara said that she had a relative. There were some Longstreets in her family. And I may be saying that wrong. I don't know, Southern twang. But I think she has a grand niece who has that last name. And her grand niece, I forget the backstory. I don't know if it's graduate school. I think it might be graduate school. Anyway, the profits from the sales of that sampler, I think, are going to her grandniece to help with her education. So we're pretty excited about that. But we definitely are going to be kitting that. If you buy the chart and the kit as a bundle, you will be discounted by 15% with us. So we are sponsoring that sale. We're happy to do it. We love Barbara. We love Fiber Talk. And I'm all about education. I spent a lot of years in school. I have an undergrad and a graduate degree and a CPA. And I went back and did religious studies for a little while just because I couldn't stand being out of school. And then I got busy with the shop. So, I think it's it's a beautiful, beautiful sampler. It's a gorgeous sampler, so you'll enjoy that. But I think the cause is really neat too. And then I do want to talk about the fundraiser that Barbara has brought to our attention for Gloria Allen Seaman. Gloria was instrumental in researching and writing several sampler books, and Barbara was, a big part of that. And Gloria did pass away not too long ago, and it was, it was a big loss for the needlework community. There is a sampler for sale that we want to collectively donate enough funds for the purchase of, and have that donated to a museum in Gloria's name. And so Barbara talks a lot about that on the video with Fiber Talk. I'll put some more information or a link to more information at the end of this video. We're not directly taking any money for that, but you can certainly donate directly to that fund, and I think it's at the Winterthur. So the Winterthur Museum, which is an incredible museum. And so there'll be links under here for you to donate directly to Winterthur for the purchase of the sampler in Gloria's honor, memoriam for Gloria. So, take a look at the links and the information. I think the minimum on it is $25, something like that. But, it's well worth it. And, we're happy to let you know about that. And we'll be making a donation. We're also matching and donating a gift certificate to Fiber Talk for the same kind of thing. So they're raising some funds for that. And I think the way that Fiber Talk's thing is working is if you make a donation on your own, then you send them an email, send it to Vanna, and they will enter you in a drawing for some gift certificates. They have purchased the gift certificates on their own, one for each of their sponsors, us and, you know, the other sponsors that they have, other needle workshops. And then we wanted to match that, so they'll have at least either 2 from us or 1 big one from us, depending on how they want to do that. They'll decide that. So we really want you to think about it. It's great. It's a great thing to do because, again, you know, what a treasure Gloria was to the needlework world, and she brought us so much information that we just appreciate and would not have had maybe without all of her work and her commitment and diligence toward that. So think about that. That one's out there. I think that's everything that's on my list. I know I rambled a lot. Happens. So I don't know if I'll get to talk to you again this way until after market. We shall see. So maybe next week. Because I think we've got one more week. There's a fire truck. That happens every time we're talking, doesn't it? Just about. There we go. It's gone now. So have a great week whenever you're watching this. Oh, one thing. I feel like Horseshack. I don't know if you remember that show from Welcome Back, Kotter. That's dating me. I was a little kid. I promise I was a little kid. We also have a giveaway going on Sunshine Stitchers out of Florida. And so if you haven't watched the Flosstubes from the Sunshine Stitchers, you need to do that. They're fantabulous. They're great. And so we donated a Mary Frame kit to them for them to give away. They're celebrating, I think they're at like 4,000 subscribers or something like that. So they're celebrating that, which is just fantastic. So we love them. They laugh. You'll enjoy them. And then, you know, if you're not watching the Friday Night Live videos with Gary and Vanna, we're not a sponsor for that, but we love it. We watch it all the time. We sponsor some of their other shows. So, you know, take a watch on that. They're pretty funny. They're entertaining. I'm not always home on a Friday night, but when I am, just like Dasa Cluckies, I watch Gary and Vanna. So, and I make Everett and my husband watch it with me. It's pretty entertaining. And let's see what else. Anyway, just all good stuff. We're just happy campers here. I hope you're enjoying you know, coming down after the holidays and starting to get geared up and looking toward market. And, you know, I know we're all, I won't say we're tired of winter because, gosh, we haven't really had much of a winter. We got a little bit of snow last week. We might get a little bit more this week, but it's not really been much of a winter. But we are still looking forward to summer, especially today. Yucky, rainy weather. So, anyway, thank you for hanging out with me. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. I hope you do subscribe. I like to see it, and you know, it makes me feel good about doing this thing. And, you know, again, I try to read all the comments. I don't always get responded to them right away, but I find little drips and drabs of time, and I sit down and I look through them, and I try to get them responded to. So I hope you're all doing well and staying healthy and having a good year so far. It's pretty early. We're looking forward to great things this year. I will talk to you again soon. Bye. Hi, everybody. So, I promised to show you my start on Agnus Day. Now, here's what I've decided to do. For Easter, will commit to this little lammy. So I'm going to start in the center. And that way I know I'll have something done that I can be proud of for Easter. And then I will finish the whole thing. I'll try to finish it by Christmas so that I can make a gift of it for Christmas. I think I mentioned to you that I wanted to donate it to my church, to my local church, and kind of in honor of my mother as well. I mentioned in the earlier video what she did with some of her talent. Not that this is a talent for me, but hers was certainly a talent. Mine was just an enjoyable hobby. But I will commit to the little Lamb of God in the middle for Easter, and then I will work out from there. And it's kind of neat, you know, the more I look at this, the more I love the motifs that are kind of running down the side. I'm guessing that might be Jacob's ladder. I'm just not sure. This looks like another little Lamb of God over here. This might be a temple. I don't know. These things are just fascinating to me. So I'm gonna figure this out. Vanna probably knows it all. Some of you probably know them all. I don't, but I will figure them out. So I am going to start in the center, which I know you guys some of you are cringing because you like to start on the edge, especially with a big border. But I checked my fabric and I know I've got enough. I did not cut this one. Somebody on my team cut it, but I checked it. I know it's enough. And it's a big piece of fabric. So I'm going to be working with Sulky number 12, purl number 12. I went ahead and marked the center of my linen with a little tabby thing here. This is a big piece of linen, which is going to be kind of awkward just to start, and then I will take care of it and put it in a hoop or something. But I'm going to do an away knot. Actually, I'm going to do an away knot, a true away knot, not a waist away knot, because I can stitch over this guy. And then I'm going to come back over here. Now, so, I know you didn't see all that. So, I've got my, this is the parallel of a large piece of fabric. I need to make sure that that is a vertical thread. And I'm going to have to check that under a magnifier, so I will come right back for that. Okay, I've checked this. This is a vertical thread. So I'm going to snip off this little plastic tabby thing that I put here in the middle. Get rid of that because I don't need that now since I know where the middle is. Now, the concept of a vertical thread, if you start by the thread that is on top going vertically, you have more strength to your stitches. The whole design will sit better over time. Look at that lovely knot on the very first stitch. That does not bode well. I just pulled out my away knot, so we will do that again. Okay, so here we go. No knots, and we're stitching over 2 threads. We're on linen. This is a 30 count linen. So I'll go ahead and get that first stitch in there. This is the pretty much spot on the middle of the lamb. Okay, that's all I'm going to show you right now. Happy Fat Tuesday. So very first stitch. Consider it done. This is my commitment to you that I will get this little lammy done by Easter. And then I will move on from there. So I hope you join us with this. Now I will tell you that I didn't tell you in the other video, but Vonna and Gary actually updated their SAL to allow any modern folk embroidery. So it doesn't have to be on your stay. So if there's another modern folk embroidery that you want to do during this Lenten period, then feel free to jump in and join with that. If you need something from us for it, we're happy to get it to you. We will try to turn that absolutely as quickly as possible. Just make sure you tell us in the notes or on the phone call that you want to stitch this for Lent, and we will get it out to you priority mail so that you have it so that you can get started. But mine's going to be on this beautiful chocolate, Swiss chocolate linen from Legacy Linen. So there we have it. I will see you soon.